everybody. My name is. Oh, hello,
Yeah, go ahead,
everybody. My
please.
name is. Hi, everybody. My name is David Deere. I am the representative of Holmes Education Group. I'm the director of business development, and I'm here today to discuss the programs that we offer and how we can help students out there reach their education goals and get them where they need to go.
Absolutely. Welcome to the live show, David. It's been a pleasure to have you here. Today our viewers gonna love this session as we are closing the study in the UK Bar Association this month, and it's lovely to have you on this closing session as a special guest to our show, David.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, same here. Thank you, dear viewers. First of all, I would like to wish you happy Sivaratri. Uh, may God, may Lord Mahadev give us all the strength to overcome all the situation and keep you healthy and strong. David, today it marks the occasion, Lord Shiva, and we are all, like getting the blessings from visiting the temples and those holy places where we dance and sing this songs like chant the bhajans and all. So this is the day. And dear viewers, one more time, like Bradford proudly represents Holmes Education Group, and they have four great universities under their name for the UK, and they have international college into the campuses, into the university itself. We're definitely gonna hear a lot about those programs, those institutions under Holmes Education Group, and they are St Mary's University, London, University of Worcester, University of Bedfordshire, University of the Creative Arts. Okay, and they have got a lot more information to share with you. So, like we have already seen on the screen, I have my special guest, my special friend from the UK, Mr. David Dury, who is the Director of Business Development at Holmes Education Group, and he works out of the UK for all the international students, and they have got uh, other countries to cover as well. Like when you are talking about Australia or other countries, they also have got you covered. But today, we'll be talking more about the UK education and the programs, the universities, how they are helping the international student at the Holmes Education Group institution. All right. So, David, we actually want to like share with our viewers, the students who are watching us live now and will be watching the recorded version, what is pathway and why is it important to the international student?
Okay, so just so I can give you a very vague overview of our organisation. So we've actually been in existence for quite a number of years, actually over 50 years actually in the education market. We've been based in Australia, which you've quite rightly said, but now we're working with Pathways programs in the UK. And the idea of Pathways programs is to provide students with an entry into the university education system for students who may not be able to apply directly. And there are lots of reasons that people may not be able to apply directly to a university in the UK. They may be age. It could be because the English perhaps needs a little bit of work before they're ready to go into into a direct setting. It's also for students who perhaps haven't got the academic qualification at the level required to enter directly into a university in the UK. So what Pathways does is it provides you with a way so you can step up directly into the universities. And it also gives you help and support when you first come to the UK. So obviously students, when they first come into the UK education system, it's inevitably going to be different to the education system in their own country. I think that's the case for wherever you come from. Every education system has a different approach. So it will give you time to get yourself prepared, the necessary skills that are needed, and the necessary qualification level, so that then you will be fully prepared for when you actually go to do your degree at the universities. I think one of the great things about us as a pathway provider is that our we represent, or we connect directly with the universities themselves. So a lot of pathway providers actually operate in a way slightly separate to the university, so that you would only get a visa for 1 year, and then you would have to reapply for your visa to entry into the university itself. With us, that's not the case. With us, you are able to have your visa, once it's given to you, is for the whole period of study. So that would include your pathways year, and it would also include your degree. Now, of course, that depends on what type of degree you're doing. So, for example, if you're starting out and doing a bachelor's degree, that would be a 4-year visa. So it would cover your foundation year. It would also cover your the degree itself in the UK. If you're doing or want to do a master's, then it would cover your pre-masters and the masters, the visas for the whole time. We also offer as well what's called international first year. So the international year 1, that runs parallel to normal year 1. It's just there for students who almost have got the qualifications but not quite, and just need that little bit of extra support, which we will be able to provide. And once they've done their international year 1, then they'll be able to go directly into year 2, as and the progression would be as with a normal student. So the pathways in itself, the idea is to give you support, help, and give you a jumping point for students that perhaps haven't quite got that level. I hope that's clear to everybody.
Absolutely, that was a very clear information about why pathways and how Holmes Education Group are helping the international students get into the universities of their choice afterwards. So this is great to hear from you, David. Like tuition wise, students might be charged a little bit higher than the universities itself when you get the direct entry. So what's the case you pay higher than the universities, or you have less tuition fee, or it's a average?
So I think the tuition fees that you pay when you go to the university, those are set by the university. We do have certain scholarships available. For example, at the University of Worcester, students who progress well from our course, they will be entitled through us to have a £3,000 scholarship, up to a maximum of £3,000 for each of the following years. So that scholarship is available. And there are certain smaller scholarships available through us. In the sense of what they have to pay for the foundation course, yes, there's obviously a cost involved in that, but the cost itself is very, very competitive. And also scholarships are available for the year or the semester that is done with our foundation or pre-masters or year 1 programs, and potentially they can be quite a lot less. So, for example, if you're entering into international year 1, potentially the cost actually is slightly less than it would be in normal university, because we do have scholarships. Scholarships are obviously available for students who meet the correct criteria. We're looking for students who are keen, who are dedicated, and who are focused on learning. But scholarships are available to everyone. So all of the people out there at the moment, you are all eligible, and you can all apply for a scholarship through us and with us. As far as the scholarship with Worcester is concerned, as I said, it's 3,000 maximum as you move forward. But that would obviously depend on academic achievement. But very roughly, if a student gets 60%, they get 1,000. If they get 70%, they get 2,000. And if they get 80%, they get 3,000. So it means that, particularly at Worcester, it's an extremely good opportunity at an extremely good price.
Yeah, absolutely. Because ours is a price sensitive market. When you talk about the students applying from the South Asian countries,
Sure.
and some other international students also find it a very competitive one. So
Yes.
like you just said, you have great universities, partner universities, yet they have affordable tuition structure. That means it's quite a good opportunity for everybody, for all the students to start at the institution as run by Holmes Education Group in the UK. So right now you have 4 of them, like University of Worcester,
Correct.
St. Mary's University, University of Bedfordshire, and the University of Creative Arts.
Correct.
So can we touch the base about the programs, the highlighted programs at
Sure.
each of the university real quick?
Yeah, sure. I mean, to go through the full list of all the programs we have on offer would probably take forever. But what I can do is tell you a little bit about the universities and
Yes,
perhaps some of
please.
the programs that we offer. So, I'll start with St Mary's. So, St Mary's itself is actually in the borough of Richmond in London. Richmond is an extremely nice area of London. It's actually the safest area of London. And it's actually by the river. It's a very, very beautiful place. The university itself has its a very sort of almost American collegiate look to it. Actually, it's been around for about 250 years, and they've got a number of different programs that they focus on. They're very, very well regarded for their business programs, their law programs. They've got a very good psychology department, and they've also got a very good sports departments as well. So anything connected to sports or sports therapy. In fact, there is a saying that said if St Mary's was a country, it would actually have finished in the top 20 in the Olympic table because of the high level of the sports facilities. Then we've also got Bedfordshire. So Bedfordshire is slightly outside London in Luton, but it's a very, very easy commute into central London. It's about 40 minutes. And that university is very, very much focused on engineering and technical subjects, although it also has a very good business school. But anything to do with computing, engineering, and anything technical, they've just built an enormous and very, very high-tech
David, I think we lost your voice.
very big engineering department. So that's a brand new state-of-the-art building. And they're very much focused on those type of subjects. Worcester is a little bit of an all-rounder in many, many ways. It focuses on lots of different things. Worcester's outside of London, but it is very close to the second city of the UK, which is Birmingham. It's a very traditional British city, Worcester, very beautiful, lots of old traditional buildings. The university is very highly rated for student satisfaction. It's always in the top 3 in the UK for student satisfaction. So they really, really look after the students there. And it has a number of very good courses, nursing. They've got a very good medical department there. They've also got a focus on business as well, humanities subjects, and physiotherapy as well as an excellent course there. And then finally, we've got UCA. So UCA is one of the highest rated universities in the UK. It's despite its name, which is obviously the University of Creative Arts, it doesn't just focus on art subjects, although obviously it's one of the main focuses. It also focuses on business and has a very, very good business school there, which focuses not only on business in general, but also business in the arts world. So if anyone out there is interested in learning how the business industry works for the film industry or the movie industry, that's the place to go. It also has very good connections for people who wish to go on further and for working. They've got a lot of connections with very, very well-known brands of all different types and quite a list of famous ex-students. It also has, as I said, an excellent business department, but as well as that, it also has an architecture school as well, which comes with the added bonus that students that apply through us do not need to have a portfolio. Meaning that if most people don't have a portfolio, or they wish to study something like architecture, so that it means a student who has the necessary grades doesn't need to have produced some kind of architectural drawings to be able to apply for that course. And those are the ones that we have available. There are many, many more courses available. The list is in the hundreds. But yes, absolutely. Please contact Bradford for more information.
Absolutely. David, I lost you. I mean, I cannot hear your voice. Okay, right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. You'll be able to have more information from your agent here. All right. Just I'm sure they'll be able to help you.
Great. That was great. Thank you so much about the insights about every single universities, like partner universities that Holmes represents. Um, University of Worcester, that seems like, that seems like even offering more programs to international students, like St. Mary's University also, like with their like great programs, like of like high value, and also University of Bedfordshire, which has like you say like more technical
Yes.
program. That is also a good variety, and the filming and all, like which stuff we may not require the portfolio. That means like it's a like variety of programs and varieties of universities. Yet like you got very easy access that way. So, like you don't need any like previous background in a sense, like if you're going to apply for filmmaking or something as portfolio. So on that case, so this is
Yeah.
great to hear. Great to know about this partner universities under Holmes Education Group. Thanks, David.
That's my pleasure. And I think the point there about the making things easier to access and making it, I think that's extremely important to us as Homes.
Hmm.
And one things that we offer is that any student that perhaps hasn't got IELTS
Hmm.
and doesn't have an English certificate ready to hand,
Hmm.
then we also have our own English language test, which we can run. It's very easily accessible. It can be done from students' own homes via the internet, so they can do it anytime that they feel like. And that is available for all of the people who apply with us. And they will be able to do that test. And that test will then be used not only for university entrance, but can also be used for their visa application as well.
Oh wow! So like for those who have not taken the IELTS test or such, they still are able to join the Holmes institution. That you know because this is a great opportunity. Why? Because like many students haven't got this opportunity to sit down and like take the test at the testing centers in many countries. In that scenario, I think it's much helpful when you are offering them internal testing. So that carries the same value as those tests, not just for the university but also for the UKVI in regards to visa, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's 100%. So that can be for UKVI. It's suitable for UKVI purposes. Absolutely.
Great, because we don't want to like make students in dilemma. So see, like you confirm that, and
Yes.
like pathways are great. Thank you. So about like the major courses, like any courses that you have in the university that you offering the pathway programs, or like there are certain programs that you offer it.
So there is a list of programs that we offer, but it covers the majority of courses within the
Mhm.
university. So pretty much, not everything is covered, but the majority of them are. And I think there is such a vast range of what we have available that I think that
Mhm.
at the university something it will cover what they're looking for.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great to hear. That means, like we have more options to choose from, like when you are talking about any university that we are interested in. Thanks for making sure of that.
Yep.
So, see, like, students are like, our viewers would like to know the CAS, the CAS later.
Yes.
Once you clear everything, like credibility interview, make deposit, and now like
Yes.
ready to apply. But before that, I mean, ready to apply for visa. Before that, you need that CAS document. So
Correct.
pathway program, some would just like operate for just like in 1 or 2 year that pathway program. But how about yours? Like because ultimately the students have to complete their either bachelor's or like a postgraduate degree at the end of the day. So you are offering them a joint cast, or like
It's
they
yeah,
have to.
yeah. As I mentioned before, it's a joint CAS. So a CAS
Mhm.
with us is for the whole period of their study. That is their foundation level or their pre-masters, and also including their masters. So it's for the
Okay,
whole
great.
period of the studies. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an integrated CAS, and also when I say integrated, the CAS is not the only thing that's integrated. We are as well. And I mean that in the sense that a student who comes to us will have the same access to the same facilities as a student coming directly. They have the same access to the libraries, the sports facilities, the accommodation, all of those things are available to the students on the campus where a direct student would also be. So it's completely connected to the university.
Absolutely. Like you said, I remember, like you mentioned before also, Holmes Education, Holmes Education Groups, uh, institution, those international colleges at those universities, like individual universities,
Yes,
they are kind of like part of it. It's not like, you are in one city and they are in another city, and
absolutely.
you don't have any connection with the main university. Rather,
Yeah, we
you are
are.
studying into the university, right?
Absolutely, we're completely integrated into the university life, campus, student union,
Mhm.
every possible way. So for a student coming on our pathways programs, the experience would be almost identical in those ways to how a student who would come direct. It's absolutely the same.
Yeah, that's great to hear, and thanks for confirming that. Because some students have like confusion whether it is a company that offers those like college like pathway somewhere else, and then transition do the transition onto the university later on. But like you said that quite well, and then it's a very good opportunity for every student to improve their skills, like learning skills, not just like their English proficiency, but academic progression as well, and prepare themselves to get into the university. So this is great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Um, let me. Okay, about the tuition. First, we're gonna talk about tuition. What is the average fee structure?
So depending on the course and the university,
Mm-hmm.
so the fees can be um,
Mm-hmm.
so foundation. Okay, depending on the type of student, depending on the type of course, um, the foundation general is £12,240, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But there are different types of possibilities. So if you're doing a one semester rather than a two semester, that can go down to as low as 8,000. Some
Wow.
universities are slightly more expensive. It depends very much on the course. And I think it's one of these things I think that you'd have to speak to your agent about to get the exact example. They're
Mm-hmm.
extremely competitive. International Year One, for example, which is obviously a direct entry to university. We've got business courses that are 11,990. That's without the scholarship. So potential scholarships are available between 2,000 to 3,000, which means students can be doing an International Year One course for £9,000, basically, which is extremely good value for money, and
Mm-hmm.
much better, and a much more economical rate than perhaps it would be to go into year one directly.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-masters and
That's true.
masters, again, depending on the length of the course and the university, they start for the 2 semesters at 11,000, 1 semester at 8,610. But again, it very much depends on the student, the criterion, whether they're two semesters or one semester. But once again, as I said before, these prices that I'm telling you about now, those are the prices without scholarships, and scholarships are available to all the people who apply for them.
Well, thanks for talking about those tuition rates. Absolutely, those are very affordable fee structure,
Yeah.
because you have programs under 10,000 as well,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
£12,000 that's average, and it's very affordable fee structure
Yes,
of any
yes,
university. Thanks for sharing that. Now you touched about scholarship offers. So we have a
yes,
question from Mr. Sibansu. So
yes.
on what basis and how?
So can you say that again? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Sorry, on what basis are you offering the scholarship, and how much?
Okay, so scholarships are between 1,000 and 3,000, depending on the
Mhm.
university,
Mhm.
depending on the student themselves. What I will say is it's available to all. It's
Mhm.
available to students who need it. Often, it can be sometimes based on academic criteria, for example, that they've got a particularly good score,
Mhm.
or it can be based on a particularly strong student who's got a particularly strong English IELTS score. But it can also be based on doing an interview with the students themselves,
Mhm.
and what ultimately what it is about is students who are genuine. So if we see a student who is perhaps doesn't quite have the highest level of academic achievement, but is somebody who genuinely has wants to come to the UK, genuinely wants to has genuinely got a real interest in the field that they want to study, and a real passion for it, then those scholarships are equally available to those people as well. Because what we're looking for really ultimately is people who, who have a passionate love of the subject that they want to do, and are really, because those are the type of students that ultimately are the most successful, and they're the ones that come out of at the other end to be the ones that will have potentially the most successful careers. So yeah, really what we're looking for is, in a sense, we sometimes look at the personal statements, so positive personal statements. And sometimes, we can interview a student as well, just to talk to them and find out what type of students they are. But if you're interested in getting a scholarship, please ask for one. Every case will be looked down at an individual basis, and it's absolutely not solely based on academics. So there's a wide ranging. The way we look at it is quite wide ranging.
Absolutely. Thanks for answer for your question. That was an important question as well. Well, you said you have a scholarship offer to every student, but of course, they have to meet certain criteria.
Yes.
And it's not for everybody. It's for everybody, but they have to be
no,
strong.
absolutely not. I think that it's open to everybody to apply.
Okay,
it doesn't
great.
mean
All right.
Everybody's going to get it, but it is open for everybody to apply.
Absolutely. Yeah, you are good to accept application from any single student, but of course they have to meet the criteria. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Of course, because students students come from different background. When you talk about their academic or knowledge score, or some other portfolios, or previous work experience or something like that. The university admission official may want to look into. So that way, you are offered a scholarship amount. And yet, yours is a very affordable tuition structure. I think so. If you are offering a scholarship on top of that, they're even gonna be a very moderate fee structure. I would say quite less expensive fee structure for international.
So, what we're trying to do is to provide a system where people can enter the education system. That's ultimately what our goal is. We want students to succeed. We want students to be able to enter the system. That's the idea behind it.
That's great. That's quite a welcoming and appreciable policy towards international students by your group. Thank you so much for reconfirming that. And I know, you got a very long history when you talk about Holmes, Foundation and all, and its expansion to various countries. Like I said earlier, to Australia and other North American parts as well. So I know you are very strong in Australia when we talk about Holmes Institute.
Yeah, absolutely. We're part of a very large education group that's been in existence for quite some time. So we work in lots of different types of education, lots of different fields, some of them at universities. We work in secondary education as well, within the English language education world. And even vocational things like hairdressing schools or beauty schools as well. So there's it's a massive number of different things that we work in. We have universities in Australia, and we also have schools in numerous places around the world. We have schools in China. We have schools in Australia, Canada, US, Ireland, the UK.
Wow.
We're a global organisation in that sense. With a number, we also do teacher training as well. So there's people who want to become English teachers. We also do teacher training as well. So yeah, we've been around a long time. We've got a lot of different parts to our education organisation.
Absolutely. And then your principle is you take every single student, the family members. It's it's a family business, and then but you have personal achievements. I mean, students ultimate achievements is your main motive that I could see on your website and other promotional materials, which means that values every single people person involved, either it could be the international students or ourselves as the partners and all of you. So that means it bonds us in between, and it's a strong value that we create together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. You're rightly saying that we're a family business, and
Hmm.
and that's we have the family all work within the business. It's a very large company actually for to be family
Hmm.
owned. It's quite cool. But the
Yeah.
reason I think that we've done that is because I think that connection, that family connection within the people that work in the organisation, also then comes through into what we do as an organisation. So
Hmm.
welfare, is extremely important to us. It's been something that we've been doing a long time. We want to make sure that the students are looked after, supported, and it's one of the reasons that we've developed in some of the ways we've gone. Pathways is a lot about supporting
Hmm.
students, and we've done that in numerous different ways over the years. And even I can give you an example of myself. But my progression in this company has been quite different and quite interesting. So
Hmm.
I even though I'm now in a fairly senior position and dealing with what would be the sort of business side of it, my background actually is in making sure and looking after the students. So
Wow.
I'm even in my position, I'm very, very aware of how important it is to make sure that students feel happy, comfortable, and safe in the
Hmm.
environments that they come to. And also, on top of that, having lived abroad myself for a number of years, I do very
Wow.
much understand the challenges that come with coming to a new country, to a new culture, and we
Hmm.
understand what's necessary to help the students feel at ease in that environment and to make them comfortable. Because ultimately, a happy student, a comfortable student, is a good student, and that's what we're all aiming for.
That's well said, and I'm happy to know that you come from student support background as well,
Yes,
and you have visited many other places in the world. That means how our students go through the challenges coming
absolutely.
from different background and coming to the UK, and what could be the challenges. So when you have those experience those it's sort of real world experience. I
Yeah,
think that's really gonna matter because students have always somebody to look to. That means they have great in a strong confidence that there's someone who at least knows about us and then help us move forward.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, dear viewers, we are having a very good conversation regarding the study option in the UK at Holmes Education Group partner institutions, and they have partner universities like the University of the Creative Arts, the University of Worcester, University of Bedfordshire, and St Mary's University London. So stay tuned in. I want to play a quick promo about our company. I know today is officially official holiday in Nepal. Everybody's celebrating this festival, gathering together with friends and family. And I see less than expected viewers today, David. Just to let you know, but I'm sure this will be a recorded version, and our students can repeatedly watch it again and again.
Sure.
Right. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. It's gonna be another half the way. Like we have already covered so many topics, and we have talked so much about Holmes Education Group and their partner institution in the UK, and of course they have global campuses, global companies under this group. But today, as we are organizing this study in the UK, Virtual Fair, we have David. I have David Deary, the director of international development, business development for Holmes Education Group, here in this show, and he is saying about the services, the programs, and the institutions, and the way how we are getting into the partner universities under Holmes Education Group. Welcome back, David. It's absolutely been great session together with you.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're welcome. See, last week, let's say on the 4th of March, the UK government announced, or let's say confirmed about the post-study work opportunities, or you can call it the graduate immigration route, effective 1st of July 2021 this year. That means anybody who is graduating by then, will be able to apply for PSW. And you know, what do you think? This gonna how it gonna help the international students coming forward
Well,
to the.
I think I think that it's an interesting thing at the moment. We're living in a very different time, in a very
Mhm.
different world, and particularly in the UK. I think we've had two major events that have happened at the same time. So we've had both, obviously the situation with Brexit, and obviously
Mhm.
COVID as well. Um, but what's great about the UK at the moment is that it's giving us opportunities to develop internationally in a way perhaps we wouldn't have been able to do it within the EU.
Mhm.
And I think that now that we're very far now with our vaccine drive. So at the moment, almost 40% of all British adults have been vaccinated
Wow.
in the UK, and lockdown that we've been under has actually been pulled back. And in fact, the government
Mhm.
has said by June we will be
Mhm.
completely back to normal because
Right.
everybody will have been vaccinated, which is amazing, really, which puts us very much at the front of what's happening in the world at the moment as far as coronavirus is concerned.
Mhm.
So what I think that means is that the UK in general, and the UK government has seen this, and I think the UK businesses as well, is that they are looking in a different way at students who are coming through international routes in the UK, and how that
Mhm.
they then can be integrated into the workforce in the UK. Obviously, the post-study visa thing is a movement towards that. So
Mhm.
it means that the job opportunities available to students who finish their degrees with us
Mhm.
are going to be quite a few. And I think that the UK is expecting quite a major jump in the number of in the way that the economy is going to go, and also connected to that, I think that because we'll no longer be or mainly European focused,
Mhm.
that means that markets will open up in other countries,
Right.
and to develop those markets, you need people who are,
Mhm.
in a sense, from those other countries who've got experience
Mhm.
of dealing with different cultures and different backgrounds. So I think that the students coming over now, for example, from Nepal, for example, they're actually they're in a very good position because
Mhm.
the UK will be expanding into those markets. It's close in ties with
Mhm.
perhaps countries we haven't previously had as close a ties because we weren't able to do so under European agreements. So I think that the job market for people coming in will be a lot bigger, and there are lots of changes in the way that the UK is looking at things. Whether it be the way we handle business or the way that we look at technology and new technology, and certainly the government has put a large focus on developing green technologies as well, and developing the infrastructure in the UK. So that I think the opportunities available certainly in the next 10 years
Wow.
are going to be quite substantial for people coming into the country, and the students that are coming over are going to be part of that. The UK has always been a multicultural society. We've got London has, in a sense, is 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 the place that has the most languages spoken in the world,
Hmm.
because it's
Yeah.
a mix of every single person from every single part of the world.
Hmm.
So that's a tradition that we feel very proud of, and it's something that we're going to continue to push for. And I think the post work study visa that's available to our students now is a very good indication that the government is also behind that.
Hmm. That's so true, David, because like they know the values that international students bring into the country, and second thing, like the opportunities that they have got in the country, because like the Brexit there, like, and then less European students coming to the UK, and now like priority is more on the international students on other side of the world, and like they're looking to add like thousands of students. We could say like more than a million students, like 600,000 students. They plan to add by 2030. So
Correct.
this could be any time, even earlier than that, in this way, because now you have all the flexibility to the international students, and like they stay back, like post study work, right? Plus, like you could actually like get into the skilled worker scheme as well, and then probably you could settle down, like in other sort of visas, or like over the time. So that means like you are going to get plentiful, like not just like a degree, rather than an experience in the real world. Like you have companies to get into. You don't need like companies to sponsor for your PSW, because the universities itself, like they are the sponsors, and they are very like that's a very strong like way, because you don't need any salary range to get into that PSW thing, and that definitely helps. And when there is a like strong policy like this, of course, our students would be happy to start the study, like continue their studies in the UK, because they know the opportunities afterwards, and that is must appreciable thanks to the UK government's policy. All right,
No, as I said, I think it's a very positive change. I think.
say that again.
I said that the governmental change, I think, is extremely positive, and I think it posts to a very, very
Yep.
bright future. I think.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree with you. Like the government has taken into consideration, like various like aspects, and then now come up with a very strong plan to help international students, and contribute to their workforce in the future, because they know that like there are going to be shortage of like uh, the like shortage in the market, like of those talented people to get into the companies for work, and then contribute to the economy. So maybe like we are right in the time, and then start the studies, and then get to that point.
Great.
uh, uh David, like we almost like coming to the like the end of the program. So before that, like I want to like hear from you, like how we can start the process. Like of course we are the active agency in Nepal and for other countries, and how do you suggest, like advise our students who are interested to apply to your one of the universities, going under this pathway, and you also have a direct entry.
Sorry, you broke up really badly there, so I'm
Oh, I'm
going to ask
sorry.
you.
Yeah,
So I only
yeah,
really heard a little bit of that. So you're asking, so 1 second. So you're asking how they would apply to get through to the university to
yeah,
us. Is that
yeah,
correct?
that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like
It's really broken
today
up.
the audio
All
is
right. Yeah.
not
No
like
problem.
helping.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
Mhm.
look,
Go
the
ahead,
easiest,
please.
the best way to do this is to come. As I said, you're on here now with Bradford. They're able to help you. They're going to be able to point you in the right direction of what you need to do to be able to go through the process. Um,
Hmm.
they will be able to help you if focus you on perhaps the university you'd like to attend, the course that you're interested in, and then they'll be able to make the application for you directly to us, and they'll
Hmm.
then once they've applied, we'll be able to they'll be able to get an offer from us,
Hmm.
and then to you within 24 hours. So I think that the main thing is, I think the important thing is, go and speak to someone at Bradford, go and talk to them,
Mhm.
They'll be able to advise you on the best way to go about this. And once that's been chosen, then the system is quite easy. It's, make sure you've got your paperwork ready. So, whatever high school scores that you've got, and your passport and that kind of thing. But once those documents are uploaded, the process is fairly easy.
Mhm.
And again, Bradford will be able to talk you through it. If you need any help, perhaps with organising the English test, again, they'll be able to help you through it. So,
Mhm.
as I said, it's a fairly quick procedure. And we've got intakes throughout the year. We've got an intake coming up in May. We've got one in September, and then one in
Mhm.
January. So you'll have plenty of opportunity to be able to enter into the system, and get ready. But what I would say is, and I think it's important, is that students who are concerned about applying because of coronavirus, don't worry. There's no need to worry. The UK,
Mhm.
the UK is by June going to be one of the few places on the planet which is pretty much
Mhm.
coronavirus free, because everybody will have had the vaccine. I myself have actually had the first jab of the vaccine, and
Wow.
I will have my
Good.
second jab of the vaccine within the next 4 weeks.
Good news.
And I'm one of many people who will be the same. All right.
That's a great advice. And of course, when you talk about the vaccine, it's a good news that you had one the first dose. Probably I'm gonna have my
Yes.
first dose this Saturday as well. And yes, we wanna reconfirm, as the UK government has also mentioned that international students will also be receiving the vaccine when it is
Correct.
available. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that's a great news. So they are not just saying, hey, our citizens first, no, but they are taking care of international
Uh,
students as well. So
Absolutely, yes, they will. And just so they don't worry, it doesn't hurt,
mhm.
and I didn't have any side effects. It was perfectly fine.
Oh
So
yeah,
not
that's
to
a great
worry.
news.
All right.
That's a $1 million answer, reaction. Thank you, and thank you so much,
Well,
David, for your time today.
thank you. It's been a pleasure to speaking to everyone out there,
Yeah,
and I look forward to welcoming you all to the UK shortly. All
sure.
right.
Yeah, thank
Take
you,
care.
David, and
Thanks a lot.
yeah, bye bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.
Dear viewers, as this was the last session of this ongoing study in the UK, Parcel Fair 2021, of course, we're going to come live again soon. And regarding your study plan in the UK, we'll be announcing about those sessions in the near future as well. And from next week onwards, with all these successful events as participated by our partner universities, partner institutions from the UK. We feel so proud that all of you watched us live, gave us comments, had a nice feedback, and then you have visited our office, met with the counselors, started your processing. That definitely makes us so proud of what we are doing and what we are offering to you. And this definitely helps our journey to make you succeed, make you success, in regards to your study plans in the UK. And yes, we have on the screen the contact details. If you are ready to apply or come and get more information, you can come to our office at the New Barnes Search Walk at 7th level, and we have those numbers to connect with us, as well as the email address, or write us in Facebook messengers. We'll have great live session coming up next week and onwards as well. And next week we're gonna start our study in the US and Canada 2021 personal info session, which will be from 15th March till 15th of April. During this time, we will have our guests from the universities from US and Canada joining us live and then giving you information regarding your programs of interest, and then uh, probably the application process and the visa scenario. The good news is the US Embassy in Nepal has started taking the student visa application. That means they will be issuing the student visa now onwards, as they say. So this is the right time to apply for the US. For Canada, we had attended a session the other day, and the High Commission in Canada, High Commission in New Delhi, the High Commission of Canada in New Delhi, which deals with the visa applications for students for Nepal. Um, they stated that like the students visa from Nepal just went up by almost 50% or higher when you compare to last year. So that means like they're now taking our application more positively, and Bradford has got very good universities under our Canada portfolio. So please feel free to visit us, connect with us, and we'll be happy to start applications for you. And of course, for the US, there's so many institutions under Bradford Education, Bradford Global. We have our new portal, Apply Global, where you can see those list of universities as well. So please feel free to access any questions if you have during our sessions as well. And once again, I personally, myself, Pawan Bista, the Bradford Education Managing Director, together with my team, Director Ravindra Kimiri, Murari Sumedi, Business Development Manager Subhansu, and all the beautiful ladies who work in our office, and also our channel partners in Nepal, and also our associates, Mr. Biso Bhuvan and Subhas Paudel. All these team members are appreciated, and thanks for your support. And we continue with your support and definitely make a difference together. Thank you, and enjoy your Sivaratri celebration. I miss this in Nepal, but I love seeing your pictures, or love seeing, hearing about your stories. Uh, Definitely, I'm going to reach out to my friends as well. Till then, stay safe, be blessed. May God, Lord Siva, give you more power. All right. Happy Mahasivaratri. See you next week.